Hi everyone, welcome, welcome. We missed you. This is Janet Namaste, and we are going live tonight with Vic Alario. It's definitely long overdue. We were going live every single month, giving you an energy boost of the month, but today is a very powerful day energetically. I'm sure you're all feeling it, and we wanted to hop on and really tune in and really elaborate of what's going on and why everyone, while everyone, the speed limit is 30 and everyone seems that they're speeding. So let us connect with Victoria. So let me get her in here. And such a pleasure to connect. It's been a minute. My summers are quite busy, and I'm sure yours have too. Okay, here we go.
Hello.
Hey, my angel. We're
Uh,
doing this.
yes, we are. I was trying to figure out how I could show your screen to my TikTok as well. I can't figure it out. So my TikTok is behind me, so they can hear you. They just can't see you, but it's behind the live.
And then I was thinking, I'm like, should we go on Zoom and then we can do this on YouTube as well? But you know what? The voice.
Time. Oh my goodness. I'm excited for this one. So
Me too.
for those of you who know Janet, me, we try to go live, once a month. And we will have the date planned, but we are both way too in tune with divine timing. So even if the day is planned for a freaking month and then something happens that day, we're just like, it's fine. We're gonna go live a different.
Totally.
So we will have a day planned for a month, and then it's like that day is like, let's switch because we have a better day coming up. So we were actually supposed to do this live last week, and then
Yes.
that today is 8/8. Unfortunately, my screen is cut short, so you can't see, but I have on my 888 necklace.
That's dope. Love
Yeah,
it.
I thought so. I put it on specifically for our live.
I want one too, but I want mine blinged out with all crystals. I don't need crystals.
Oh, crystals. I was gonna say we'll get you a diamond one. All right.
Diamond's fine too, but I'm good with tourmaline, with shungite. I'm good with that too.
Oh my goodness. Um, okay. So let's give a little introduction on Janet. I know that a lot of my followers are tuning in between TikTok and Instagram. So Janet, I've been working with Janet for 4 years now. She is a healer. She's an intuitive, and now an astrologer. We love. Oh no, she's frozen. Okay, there we go. Which we
I'm
love because
here.
I remember in the past I have to say she's not an astrologer, but guess what? Now she is. But she is 20 over 25 years into her, skill. She has 2 decades under her belt with numerology, psychotherapy, regression therapy, all that kind of stuff. And so she is the four clairs: clairvoyant, claircognizant, clairaudient, and clairsentient. And so, literally it's every ounce of energy that you could possibly imagine. Janet has that experience under her belt. And so, like I said, we've been working together for 4 years now, monthly, every other month. And she starts off with her um, destiny session. Sorry, lost the word there. She starts off with the destiny session, which is how I started working with Janet back in 2018. And this is what she's most known for. This is her destiny blueprint program that everybody begins with her. And it's very, very, it's intense. And so as you get to know Janet, you get to understand a little bit more about what she actually does. And then if anybody is new here from me, I actually am now stepping into my own form of having my own programs with coaching and mentorship in a different way, but still very much inspired by the work I've done with Janet, because I don't think I would have ever even understood how to do one-on-one coaching and programs and whatever if I didn't do as much work with Janet as I have. So yeah, we actually both have episodes on each other's podcast. If you guys have not listened to my podcast called For the Girls, I have two podcast episodes interviewing Janet. And now Janet has a podcast called Janet Namaste, the podcast. And we just did an episode on her podcast. Um, so you'll get to know more about us when you do a deeper dive onto us. But for tonight, we're going to really just talk about the energy of 8-8. And so that is, a whole entire introduction. So, Janet, is there anything that you want to share before we do get into, the energy of today?
No, first of all, thank you so much for that amazing introduction. And I know like every time we go live, you're like, for those of you that don't know, here's her intro. Brrr,
I know.
8 minutes later, which is 8:08 right now.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's just like, divine timing. So thank you for that. But no, I have a gift of bringing out the gifts in others, and I have a degree in education and computer science. There's definitely, it's not just woo woo, but I came out of the spiritual closet about 20 years ago, and then I was chosen by Dr. Brian Weiss in 1999 in a live studio audience, and I became a hypnotherapist later on, specializing in past life regression. But I don't just read people on the streets. Like now, like the word everyone, like, the words that I used to use on the daily now has become mainstream, like the empath, the narcissist, all of these kind of things. A
gaslight. Please, people don't even know what they're talking about anymore.
No, exactly. So now I absolutely love that, people are awake and they're more accepting of the innate, like intuitive gifts that we actually are all born with, that we're not just like these sheep and we're going along of like what society tells us, that we're actually utilizing our own intuition and we're following our path. So when you and I started working together 4 years ago, and I'm like, listen, you need to be doing coaching. You need to teach people and pick and choose who you work with to step into their power, because the best form of teaching, or the best way of relaying certain information, is actually through your own wisdom of experience, which that's something that you innately have. But today we're going to dive into the numerology and of the essence of today's date, which is 8-8, that every single person, which I know there's probably hundreds of you guys on. For my live, it says something else. And then later on, we have the algorithm of
I know.
like,
Always.
yeah. So we're going to step in of how we can best utilize this energy to manifest abundance and prosperity and love and all that you've ever desired, because like that's also like a word that's like used to the max. Is you want to manifest, you have to think positive, and affirmations this and positive, and journaling. Like everyone is speaking that, but they have, I don't want to say not a clue, because that's demeaning, but
But
it's like,
they're not talking about manifesting from the soul. Like they're not speaking from their own like awareness. Like I feel like all of the things that we talk about between manifesting abundance and wealth and prosperity, like every single revelation that we have and epiphany that we have, and discovering whether you're an empath or your angel numbers and numerology, whatever, all of these things, like you can be taught it, but you really don't understand it until it just like you awaken within you. And like even
correct.
working with you from 2018, and I feel like even like my first few months and whatever, like it didn't, like I feel like 2019, 2020 is when I really understood what
Yeah.
this all actually meant. So I just feel like a lot of people hear things on social media, TikTok, whatever, then they're talking about it and they're saying it.
Right.
They have good intentions, obviously. Their whole point is like they want to use it properly, but when you really do the deep dive, it's like they don't really seem genuine in the things that they're saying, because they haven't even had their own internal like awakening yet. So I like that we do these lives every month, because I feel like we've helped so many people we've done this for like over a year now, going live.
Yeah, it's such a blessing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just feel like we were doing these lives when I was living in Tampa, when I was living in Miami.
Yes.
Like, Janet's in her chair, yet I'm always in a different state. So yeah, I just feel like the more people like learn, and hear it, then it will bring them to their own, like awakening, I guess.
Exactly. And what we're going to speak about today is also how you can manifest when you're aligned with your soul, when not when you're manifesting with when you're with the sense of ego. It's how can I create or do something out there in the world to make it a better place, to raise the consciousness, but it's for the sake of sharing, not just receiving. So this is all about of being able to manifest utilizing the 8-8 portal, which is today. And it sounds like that's also like a woo woo word. Like,
The
you
lion
know,
portal doesn't even
the,
sound.
yeah, the Lions Gate, the portal, like it sounds so like, like that. It really sounds out there, but, and these words have been used over and over, but we're going to speak about what it actually really means. So,
Okay.
and so, yeah.
So into what today specifically means, like an 8-8, whatever. What is numerology? Like, explain to everybody what actual numerology, just like the basic, is.
So numerology is actually, it is the ancient language the of the stars of the universe. Like one thing that is universal is numbers, right? And every number has a certain frequency and energy that is associated with it. And that even goes, hand in hand with even letters of the alphabet. So Pythagoras, which was actually a Kabbalist and a mathematician, and he basically took the letters of the alphabet, like the letter A, then would equal the number one. The letter B would equal the number two. And this goes, you could translate it in any single language. Like, so this is like a numerological code. So even your name has a specific energy frequency code associated with it. The day that you were born, your birthday, has a certain energetic frequency that you have a life path. So those, knowing how to discern each specific number from 0 through 9, it's basically like breaking the code. Like you're probably too young to remember this, but when I was younger, and like there was something called Mad Libs, like,
Oh, lives we
really?
yeah.
Oh my God. Like
That
I'm old enough to be your
was
mom. And
right? Like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So I used to love, like, wasn't it fun? Like, so like, it's
Yeah.
like, here, fill in this noun, fill in this adjective, fill in this. So it was great. So you were able to kind of like decipher and put in different codes, and then it would like be really funny. So you're
Yeah.
taking the frequency, the energy of how each noun or each verb. So a number is like a verb. It's an action.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So so it takes action, and when you combine the different numerologies or numerological codes, it can give you a specific energetic frequency. Even license plates, the addresses of your home where you,
Addressers.
yeah, like, when people move in somewhere, they're like, oh, what is, they don't say, is this a good, there's no good or bad. I just want to preface that. There's no good or bad number, but there's a shadow side, and there's also the highest potential. Like, that's what it is. There could be like number 8 is an extremely lucky number, but it could be a really shitty number if you go into the lower frequency and you're like stubborn, like, because you utilize that power to beat yourself up for criticism. The higher octave of the number 8, where we are right now, is of power, of utilizing your light to help lift up the potential of others, like, of being able to shine and to manifest and to teach others in the most humble way, because number 8 could be very egoic as well, where there's a lot of ego, of me. So that being said,
It
numerology,
has a lot of masculine energy.
say that one more time.
The number 8 has a lot of masculine energy.
Yes, but believe it or not, because that's the power. Even numbers are more feminine, because we're, like we're masculine and feminine, right? We have like divine, we have to learn how to balance those two energies. Even numbers are more they're feminine, and the odd numbers are the masculine. So I could go through it really quickly if you want.
Yeah, that's interesting though, because listening to how you described the eight, talking about like power and ego, like we all know
Yep.
one of the signs of like a masculine energy is, a bruised, wounded ego, as opposed to, someone in the divine masculine is like powerful and, all the positive ways. So it's interesting to hear that it's a more feminine number.
Feminine,
But yes,
because
how about let's very briefly do each one. So we know
yep.
that the number 8 is abundance and power and things like that. So in like 2 or 3 brief main forefront words,
You got
what
it.
the numbers like 1 through 9?
Okay. So we'll start with 0 actually. 0 is yeah. 0 is, and think of the symbol, it's like an O or 0. It's a perfect circle. It is the culmination of all, of everything. We are one. The earth is round. The earth is not a triangle, right? It is one. So we're all united. The energy of number 1, the planet that rules number 1 is actually, or the star, it's sun. And that's an initiator. That's an initiation. That's all about, and there's also colors that are associated with it. It's color red. But that's leadership. A number 2 is the energy of the moon, which that's the feminine. Sun is masculine. So number 2 it's feminine, and that is about partnership. Number 3 is ruled by Jupiter, and that is all about creativity, of getting back to how it is like a kid, like, oh my God, partnership was me and you, like, let's call up, somebody else to come and hang out. Number 4 is ruled by the planet Uranus, which right now Uranus is conjunct in the North Node, and with Mars. Fun day. I had a lot of tears today, and I don't cry. I was bawling before, like bawling. But I also have a kid that's going away to college, and I'm just like,
all time.
Yeah, but she's a number 1, so she's going to do well. So let's go to number 4. 4 is all about structure and about family, and also about loyalty as well. If someone is a number 4, you got a friend for life. And let's when we're talking about the numbers, let's talk about the day that you're born. Okay, so like the day that you're born. But a number 5 energy, which we're actually the whole month of August is a number 5 month. August 2022 is a number 5 month, and I'll explain how we get that in a moment. Number 5 is about change. It's ruled by Mercury. It's like a very fast-paced energy. It's about communication. Okay, number 6, which we are in a 6 year, 2022, 2 plus 2 plus 2, right? That is ruled by Venus. And that is like that's the balance of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. So it looks like the Star of David in a sense, but that's the divine feminine going down, the knowledge, and the divine masculine, which is going up to the cosmos. The energy of number 7 is ruled by Neptune. Yep, and that's my Vic. And that is about, that's tapping into the wisdom. That is something that, these people, they're ruled by Neptune, right? And they get, especially while they're dreaming, their downloads happen. Sometimes they don't know. They are like amazing speakers, but they're divinely channeled in, but that's in the highest octave. The lower octave of a number 7 is the fear of being punished. But yeah, being punished. Number 8, which we are in now, and I'll tell you why that's a feminine, because it represents fertility. And although we need the divine masculine and feminine for creation, right? The thing is that we need the divine feminine is what embodies, live birth, and it's infinite wisdom. So number 8 is infinite wisdom, and it connects, think of like 2 zeros. It connects unity together, like wake up world, use your power, not against yourself, but for the sake of raising up the vibes. So number 8 is also ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is that's a karmic planet. I'm ruled by Saturn as a Capricorn. So it's not about the easy way. I don't take any shortcuts. It's either, like diligence and focus. Okay. And a number 9, last but not least, that is ruled by Mars. And Mars is the planet of initiation, also like a number 1, but it's more of a fiery one. You know, it's like an infernado kind of. It's a fire and passion, passionate one. But a number 9 is also the energy of a guru. So, you know, if you pay attention, a lot of hospitals or churches and synagogues and mosques and other places of prayer or religious, like they actually, their addresses, if you add them up, um, it will add up to a number 9, which is really interesting. That is like
Do
literally
they
it's guru energy.
a
What,
9,
love?
like, do they specifically seek a 9 address? Like, I know that there are some cultures where they specifically try to buy houses, you know, with like an 8 or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Different cultures, like they, you know, they're drawn to different numbers. So the Asian culture in Eastern, number 8, they know that that represents fertility. You'll see a lot of like even different jewelry, like the Asian culture, they'll wear a lot of jade because that represents fertility. But it's not just of giving birth, it's giving birth to the wisdom that they want to relay and live their life by, not just about like, you know, birthing out babies or whatever.
Right.
It could be birthing out abundance and manifestation. So yeah, different cultures, different numbers that they're attached, that, you know, they're attached to, but everyone has a lucky number.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so guys, there are so many different ways. We're not going to get into the whole thing, but there's so many different ways to like figure out like your big number and whatever. But for the most part, you can also know just based on the date of your birthday, like what your number is. So if your birthday falls on 1 through 9, you just heard what you are. And then everything after that gets, you know, added together. So obviously, a 10 would be a 1, but like an 11 would be a 2, a 12 would be a 3, a 13 would be a 4. So the 1 through 9 is like the same thing basically throughout the whole entire dates of, you know, the month, for if that makes sense. You know, anyway. So just to make sure, because I see people are hopping on now, and I know that people will be like, tell me what my
Yes.
is. So, you know, like somebody already saying on my TikTok live, like my birthday is March 18th. So that makes you a
You're
9
a 9,
because it's 1.
girl.
Yeah, you're a 9 or a guy. We can't tell what you are, but who you are. But in any case, what does this month for? Do you want to go back to how you said this month is a 5? You were saying
Okay.
like
Yeah.
this month is a 5. So talk about August and what we have in store for the month of August.
Okay. Amazing. So how did I get that August is a number 5 numerological month? So think of it like this. The month that we're in, every single person, it's true that we are on this planet Earth, we are in the month of August, so that's the number 8. So the month that we're all in is basically the lessons that we all have to go through. So we're all going through a number 8 lesson collectively. That's why we all feel a certain way too. This is not, we're not getting into astrology. It's about the energy of the number 8. So that being said, all of us are going through something where we need to utilize how we're going to utilize our power for the greater good, right? The month the day represents the essence of the specific, like it's like the microcosm of the macrocosm of the month. Okay, so the day is the microcosm. It's the essence of, so think of like the month is like the home, and the day is like, you know, a fixture in the house, piece of something inside. So that is the essence. And the year represents of what it is that collectively the mission. So the way that we got that this is a number 5 month is you just add up, you ignore the day, you just add up the month and you add up the year. So you do 6 plus 8 is 14. And then and then 1 plus 4 equals 5.
1 second, only because you cut out. So if anyone didn't hear that actual math, what she's saying is it's the number of the month plus the year. So it kind of like skipped over her saying this. So it would be the number 8, you know, it's August, obviously, plus the number of the year, which is a 6 because it's 2022. So 222 is a 6. So and 6, obviously, 14, 1 plus 5 makes it a 5. So that's why August is a 5 month.
Exactly. So all of us collectively are going through this 5. And what does 5 signify? 5 signifies major change. And it also signifies, which is the energy of Vata energy, which is wind. And the most important thing is to stay grounded during the time of great wind. And there's a lot of fire energy, like the number 8, which is like fire also, right? That's today's date, but in general, even the month, that we have to, think of like if there's a lot of like air on fire, you could, there's a windy day and there's a brush fire, it could cause a lot of damage. Mm-hmm. So what's happening on the exterior in the environment essentially is happening to us individually as well. So we have to be really mindful of our thoughts during this time, because number 5 represents our thoughts. That if we create not even just positive thoughts, but remove the negative fears and start creating positive change, then we could utilize the 5 in the highest potential in making shifts and strides, instead of like feeling that energy of like striving. You could go into the doors of thriving, because next year it's not going to be a 5. Okay. Next year, 2023, it's going to be a 6. So completely different. So we're never going to have this opportunity again until like another 9 years.
Right, until it becomes a 5 again.
Exactly. It's a cycle. And that's how like astrology and numerology, it's like when you really get it and you understand the cycles and you learn how to dance with it and not like, go against it, and you're like, then life flows. You don't feel like you're victimized by it. It's the most empowering thing. We can't change everything, but we can change our perspective, and that's what this month is allowing us to do.
Right. Okay. So yeah, today being, the 8,
Mm-hmm.
8, of the month of change. This is the day, for journaling and abundance. And I actually I woke up today, obviously knowing the date and like knowing we're going live, but I didn't wake up necessarily today consciously like, okay, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z today because it's the 8th. Yet my day, like, consciously and automatically fell into being like a very productive day. Like I actually got a lot done and I did so many different things today. And it was just one of those like positive, like energetically, like, workflowy type of days. Whereas there's other days where like I have to take a nap during the day and I put off, like I'll have a whole to-do list and I'll like put things off for my to-do list. And like, again, like obviously I knew today's date, but it's not like I woke up like faking it till I make it. It's not like I woke up today being like, okay, let me be super productive because it's the 8th day, it's 8/8 and I need to manifest. Like it wasn't even like that. Like, it just, my day naturally like flowed perfectly and I got everything done on my to-do list. And then I came home from the gym and I'm like, let me put on my 888 necklace because, it's the day and whatever. And I'm like, wait, like I realized that today was just so energetically like positive and productive and abundant in general. And then, it like turns into like, wait, today is like the most important day to do that. But aside from today, are there any other days this month to look out for?
Yes, but let me backtrack for a second.
Okay.
The reason why you were super productive also was not because you did use it for the greatest, it was advantageous for you because you were doing your work prior. You didn't just wake up and be like, oh my God, it's 8/8 and today I'm going to manifest. Today I'm going to do this. You actually prior, you have this reservoir and you do the work, you do the meditations, you do the journaling. So when the day comes that you get, it's like almost like you don't miss your stop. You're not sleeping.
Like frequency.
Yeah.
That,
Exactly. I mean, today You were very productive. I think I was very productive in letting go a lot,
Oh,
letting go. And one of the ways of letting go is sometimes what, honey?
I got it. You froze, but then I picked up on what you said. Productive and letting go.
Yeah, letting go, exactly, because it's going to be an emotional month. I mean, the other powerful month, powerful day, but I really want to focus in on today is the 11th, which is the Aquarius full moon, which is going to be an intense day, to say the least, because Aquarius represents the people. It represents community. And, there's been since COVID, and I'm afraid to say anything because I was, for a while on social media. That's why I opened up the Soul Star membership so I can speak freely. So that being said, since 2020 and everybody went through their changes and shifts, um, some people became closer and others, there's this segregation of some sort of different opinions and so on and so forth. So on the 11th, which of this particular, which is going to be on Thursday, the Aquarius full moon, there's a conjunction in the North Node. The North Node is where we're going collectively as a whole. That's the North Node of the moon. The South Node of the moon actually represents a collective karma. So our South Node is in Scorpio, and Scorpio represents the past. It's like dark secrets. It's not in it. It's dark things. Like the shadow aspect is the shadow aspects of Scorpio is there's like hidden mystical, it could be black magic kind of stuff, but also of like, sexual predators, things like that, and even of it, spiritual imposters, because, and people that portray themselves to be even leaders or coaches or whatever it is, the whatever isn't aligned to be karmically okay, that isn't of the truth, is going to be shed, is going to shed. But on the 11th, with Aquarius full moon, which Aquarius is about the we instead of the me. So it shifts from the ego of me, of, to the we. So it's there's this energy of maturation with Aquarius. So just what we have to watch out for on the 11th are people that have this quote unquote maturation, or that are in power, that they don't utilize their power for the sake of their own selfish needs, that they utilize their power for the safety, because as you know, there's wars going on. There's a lot of violence going on in the world. We're not going to be like, oh, love, light, and 888 portal and manifest, because this is not just about how you can create abundance for yourself, but how can, you shift for others as well. So on the 11th is going to be a very, and mark my words, a very, I want to say fiery day, I guess. So it's important and pertinent that we begin today with the portal and the Lion's Gate with to really recreate of how we can of our vision of creating heaven on earth. Okay, this is like, what would your heaven look like? We forget when we come down here on this planet Earth, we forget that we are eternal, and the number 8 signifies eternity. So today, infinite, baby, infinite. So today is the memory to activate our eighth chakra, which is our soul star, to remember that we are infinite beings. We are internal. We are eternal, and the history behind the 8-8 Lionsgate. Sorry, my son is ripping my phone apart. Sorry, can you hear me? It's on do not disturb, and yeah, and it's either like either I wish for my son to like text me back, like, or he's like during a live, of course.
Every single time that we go live.
That's so true. That's so true. God.
say it every single time.
Yeah. So I could you want me to tell you really quickly about what the Lion Gates portal is all about?
Sure. Tell us.
Roar.
I
Um,
know.
so this is a mystical day. It's combined with numerology, with astrology, and also like the way the ancient Egyptians, the way that they built those three pyramids was according to the three fixed stars that are in the sky. That is part of the Palladian star system. And these stars, they never move. Fixed stars, like they are, sorry, I can't put do not disturb on my kids. Sorry. Um, so this mystical day, in its sense, this is when the sun is a star, goes into Leo. So this kind of like started transitioning around the 24th and 26th. And then when
Of
Sirius
what? Of July.
of July, yes. So we started feeling the shift of energy around the 24th of July and then the 26th. And now around when it's the 8th, Sirius, which is a fixed star, is now in the same alignment, right? So you have these three fixed stars that are up there. Okay. And when this particular energy happens, that's what they call the Lion's Gate. And the number 8, the ancient Egyptians and Aztecs and Mayans, like they had all these different calendars. They were very in tune to the energies of the months. They knew what when is a very fertile month. And Sirius, that star, represents fertility, which is also the number 8. And that's actually, that's feminine. But Leo, which is really interesting, it's a masculine energy because it's ruled by the sun, and the sun is masculine. The moon is feminine. So you now have this balance of the masculine and the feminine. And the sun in itself is very magnetic. In astrology, our sun sign is the way that we need to embody, in a sense. So I'm a Capricorn, right, according to Western, and you are Aquarius. Yep. The me to the we, which you're all about the people. Aquarius are incredible public speakers. They're incredible teachers and coaches. I mean, they can make $1. They can make $1 million out of 50 cents, not $1. Because this is all about the manifestation.
$1 out of nothing.
Yes. So this is a very potent time where we get to really tap into the abundance. But the way that you tap into the abundance of what it is that you want to create, you first need to let go. You can't create when your cup is full with like doubts and uncertainty and of your stories or my family's or it's the loyalty to sometimes the victimization stories that we think that gave us like the strength. So we have to remove that, and we have to be in the moment. Utilize the strength to dance with the moon, to dance with the sun, to dance with this particular portal, and it's a chance to really anchor into the abundance and to stay strong in your power. And really through intention, genuine intention, not for the sake of me, but genuine intention, what normally happens during this period of time is you can manifest with, when I say in integrity, not half-ass manifesting. Because when we were like, how come
like not only talk the talk but walk the walk. I was just talking about this because this is like a time where you could say, but if you don't there's no manifesting without doing the work.
Not at all. None. Zero. And the thing is that today is the perfect opportunity to go out of, any victim mode and become the masters and walk the walk, talk the talk. You're leaning into the portal. You're leaning into this. And so when you write your affirmations today, and what are affirmations? Affirming. It's not, oops. Am I there? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was weird. So what what you're going to affirm today, and the way that you could really manifest, is the first thing, you're going to write a list of what you're ready to and prepared to let go of. Because that's it. Let go of those things. And it's not like, how do you just let go? From this day forward, I choose to let go and forgive the past of me being, I don't know, addicted to, I don't know, being overprotective of my kids. Okay, that's what that's my addiction. But you know what it is?
I doubt that you're gonna let that go.
Oh my God, when you're intuitive, and I mean, that's why a lot of intuitives, I have to tell you, some of them, they don't actually have physical children. They have animals. You know, like this is like, God granted me the greatest gifts on this planet. But let me tell you something. I can sense things when I'm connected. Like it's so anyway, I gotta learn to realize that everyone has their own path. So this
is a time of balance, because you are
yes,
letting go of certain and receiving other certain. So it's like the perfect balance, because in some
correct.
cases we're like, okay, now's the time to really release. In other cases, it's like, this is the time to really call in. So right now, it's like literally both. Like we're releasing,
Exactly.
go, calling in.
You're dancing with the sun and moon, with the divine feminine and divine masculine. You're dancing with these particular 3 fixed signs, and the number 3 numerologically equals, it's like the planet that's associated with is Jupiter. It's expansive. So your thoughts can manifest so quickly. So if you're feeding, you have to ask yourself, am I feeding my fear, or am I feeding like really what it is that I truly desire? Because if you feed your fear, that's the law of attraction. That's that law of magnetism. You know, you attract who you are. You work with who you are. That's like even with your coaching. Whoever is blessed enough, and I say blessed enough, to be coached by you, to be mentored by you, you know that their frequency is like, it's because there's this genuine reciprocity where their heart is open to learn. The ego's put aside.
Wait, this is the perfect like physical example that I could give right now to what you're saying.
Please.
So, okay. I just did the interview for your podcast, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, we might have started it. And on the episode, I'm talking about how I started to do coaching. And I'm like, I'm offering in all my areas of expertise. And, you know, I do these intro sessions, and then I offer you like these sorts of things. And like, basically, I haven't even really told you, so this will be the first time I'm doing this. Basically, the information that I just gave on your live is already outdated, because in the past week,
Oh my God,
I've shifted what I'm offering, because I was offering like 12 different options. I was offering different durations of time within the session, so 30 sessions or 60-minute sessions. So that was already 2 options. And then within the 30-minute sessions or 60-minute sessions, I was offering 3, 6, and 9. So I was offering 3 sessions, 6 sessions, and 9 sessions of 30
that's
minutes.
right.
3 sessions, 6 sessions, or 9 sessions of 60 minutes. And I was offering all different topics. So I offered maybe like 6 different topics. So I literally, every single client that I was bringing in was a completely different topic, different duration of time, and different length of sessions. And so I got to a point of realizing, okay, wait, this might be making me like faster short-term money, because I'm catering to like legitimately everybody. So it's like, yeah, you want to talk about dating? Sure, we could do that. You want to talk about content creation? Sure, we could do that. You want to do 1 session for 30 minutes? Sure. You want to do 9 sessions for 60 minutes? Sure. So I was super unorganized. I was catering to so many different types of people, and that was legitimately up until like a week ago. And then I had to release that and let that go and call in like my value and my worth. And I completely broke it down and announced this week now that I'm only offering 2 different, an 8-week package or a 12-week package. That's it. You either book with me for 8 weeks, which is 2 months, or you book with me for 12 weeks, which is 3 months. And that's it. Like, there's no other way to go around it, as opposed to having 12 different clients with, wait, how many packages? And wait, what was the area that we were working on? So instead, I released and let go of like that short term quick money to cater to everybody. And I'm now
Yeah.
like, I'm calling in my exact ideal client who, you know, is willing to invest financially,
Yeah.
mentally, spiritually. They see the value in my program. They know what I have to offer, and they see the value in themselves. They say, okay, I am willing to invest a few $1,000s. I am willing to invest my time once a week, every week for 2 months, 3 months, as opposed to me being like, well, I just want to make sure that I can get everybody in. So somebody who's not really ready to invest and they just want to do a one-time quick session, sure, let me call them in.
No.
That's not my people. That's not my thing, you know? So I'm giving this tangible example, and I know I'm going on this tangent, but because I think, you know, I know people hear what you're saying, but they might not be able to like actually see it tangibly. They might just hear it and as, you know, like, oh, okay, sure, release, let go, call in, manifest. But here's an actual tangible example. So if you have
Exactly.
your life anything that might not truly be 100% serving you, now is the time to reflect, readjust, and figure out, how can I not necessarily get rid of this thing, but how can I alter or elevate or and keep this thing to better serve me, and in turn better serve you, because I don't want to waste people's money or time either. So that's
No.
like where I'm at. And really this week, without even like consciously being like, it's the week of 8/8, let me manifest. It's just, that's the energy of right now. It's change. It's fertility. It's the birth of my 8 week,
Yes.
12-week program. So yeah, like that was literally my week, is like, okay, wait, let me reprogram this. And so yeah, if your listeners listen to your podcast and they come to me, I have to be like, sorry, that doesn't exist to me.
That's okay. We could, it's our next podcast. We could actually refresh,
Yeah.
but you know what? This goes to show that nothing is ever set in stone. The only
Mhm.
thing that ever is permanent is the energy of change and growth. That's the only thing that's ever permanent, is about change. And that's what this energy of August 2022 is actually teaching us, is to actually go with the flow of what is not go with the flow, but be part of the movement that is aligned to your integrity and your truth, to stand by it in the most mature way, but spiritually mature way. Accept people for who they are, not who you would like them to be. So, less
Mhm.
is more. And I'm also going through a whole revamping. I just hired a business coach myself
This
because
is the
money
year.
is a new. I know, but you know what it is also? I shift with the energies, and I have a Conscious Healers Academy. I have a Soul Star membership, but there's always there's a home for everyone, because I feel like we all have a special gift to share with others, no matter what, each and every one of us. We didn't just come here to work and die. We all have a certain mission, and people, when you're not aligned and you like get up every single morning and you're freaking miserable going to work because it became mundane, it's not that the work is bad. There's no bad, but maybe like certain aspects. I'm not telling everybody to quit your job and hire Vic, but you can if you want 8 to 12 weeks. But 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 seriously, it's not that the work is bad or the relationship is bad. It's that we constantly are growing and
Break up
evolving.
with your boyfriends, quit your job, and hire. That's it.
That's it. And that's the way you
Bad,
become a
not bad.
lioness.
Everything is bad. Just come to the Vic and Jen stuff.
That's it. But really, everything, less is more. Think about even like a menu. And when I go to the restaurants and when they bring me out a freaking book, like, the Bible, and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, can you just tell me just order for me, like the way, just whatever it is, but no gluten. Thank you very much. Just hold off on the gluten. That's it. But less is more. When you have a menu and you're like, this is the appetizer. These are two entrees, and here's your dessert. I'm happy. I'm happy. But when there is like literally a billion things, Valerie just listened to our podcast. I mean, it's too much. So the Lion's Gate today, gets us laser focused. That's what Sirius is about. These are fixed stars. Anything that's fixed is laser focused. Like fixed planets in astrology, there's fixed signs, all these kind of things. They're not mutable. Okay. So today is the perfect time where you get laser focused on what it is that you desire most, because on Thursday, when it is going to be the full moon in Aquarius, it's not just about what you want. It's about what sacred contract am I going to make with who, so I can turn the me into the we. And that's like this whole change, this whole shift. We're really, we get to really bring to what we desire into motion. That is the portal, what today is all about.
Very interesting. Okay. So those were all the questions I had for you. I know that everyone, you got to hear me share about my coaching program. So if you were interested, in that, you can inquire. The link is in my bio. It's the very first on the link in my bio. You just send a form. But now, for those who want to hear for Janet, how can people find you? You mentioned the Soul Star membership. You mentioned, I mentioned your Destiny program, obviously. You have so many different things, and you have Calendly. Okay, so just let's back up and tell us how they can connect with you, because I want to make sure that my people know where to find you.
Okay, beautiful. So on janetnamaste.com, you can find me. That's
family is here. I see Jules is here. I see James is here.
Oh, you see?
Except for Mikey is.
Oh my God, my family's here.
Yeah, the rest of the family is here, but not your son.
Hi, family. I love you. Amazing. And your mom is here too. Also, I love her too. That's my family. So you could find me on janetnamaste.com, and also you could just go on my Instagram, like the bio, and you could go on Janet Namaste /Destiny. But I need to be full transparency. I'm booked out for quite some time, and you can connect for a call, and I can guide you if you want a little bit more information in regards to the Soul Star membership, which is an exclusive. It's a VIP membership, but I show up live. I'm on those calls. We bring in different teachers, and we launched that in March this year. And we do different meditations. We do different healings. We learn about constellations and enneagrams, and we're going to learn about astrology. We've had past life regression. So depending on the theme of the month, I go into channel, and there's also a private community there too. So people network. It's a beautiful thing. So those are the two main things, but you can always schedule a call, and I can look what he writes. My husband, Janet is the most amazing wife and mother.
No,
yes.
I want to say anything because you were in your zone there.
Yeah, thank you, husband, and then also another thing, because my one-on-ones, I also have a wait list on that too, and I prioritize the ones that I've been working with as well. But there are other ways as well. Like I am launching something called the Healing Journey, which is going to be a 6-week journey into really healing the inner child, healing our past wounds, how we can create and really start manifesting what it is that our soul desires. Because what our soul desired when we were 10 years old, it's not the same desires that we have now. And it's really like the world has shifted, the world has changed. People have different needs, even in terms of like food and spiritual nutrition. So we get to, I teach you of how you can create a very it jumpstarts you into a very healthy way of mindset, of mindfulness, of heart-based centered, love for yourself. So that's the healing journey. So you can definitely find out more, but just going on my bio on Instagram. I'm accessible, I am. I can't always get back to you right away, but I will get back to you.
You have so much free as well. You have so much free content out as well. Between YouTube, Janet Namaste on YouTube, Janet Namaste the podcast, and likewise for me, between my TikTok and my podcast, we have so much free content out there that people will already, you guys watching and tuning in who are maybe deciding, do I want to invest? Is this something, you could already get such a feel for who we are, who Janet is, and like what it would be like working, with us only from the tiny, barely scratching the surface content that we put out. So, imagine. But of course, I have a code for Janet's Soul Star membership. So,
Yes.
those of you who do want to become part of Janet's Soul Star membership, which is well worth the investment, use my code, which is like stemmed from my podcast. So it's FTG10. So like for the girls 10. So it's literally FTG10. So you would go to Janet's, janetnamaste.com/soulstar. And then you'll use the code FTG10 to save, for that, because you guys would be a viewer of mine and through my podcast for the girls. And that's pretty much it. We've been on for an hour, so
Unbelievable.
it's about to shut us down.
But I bid you, and I wish you the most incredible luck on 8/8 for helping raise the consciousness of this world, utilizing your wisdom, your expertise, and really doing things from an authentic place, because it's not just about selling, because that doesn't have longevity. It's about being authentic. It's about being real. And thank you for sharing this space with me tonight,
Yeah.
Vic. I adore you. I love you. And
Likewise.
I look forward to next month, what September has in store, because it is definitely going.
September is a very busy month, so guys, get ready for September, because it's going to be a shit show.
Yes, but we're all going to be prepared. It's going to be good.
Okay.
Amazing. Good night, everyone. Namaste. Love you.